Welcome back. Today is the start of our official new series. I know I complained about the last one, but the thing with the last thing of the double rebuild series is I gotta be able to make sure those top guys go back to where they will, and I will in the off season now do that for them. I need to just stick through it and do the series because when I have like last year for the Charlotte Hornets and earlier this year for the Hawks, I had so much fun and it is so cool living in your own world and stuff. So I just need to do it, and that is correct. The team that we will be using is the Utah Jazz. Now there is something that I do want to do as our first thing of being the guy here. This is the first thing. This is our logo. Um, that is our logo. I don't know if that will change the jerseys or not. We will talk about the roster in a moment. Uh, these are I don't know if that changed it actually. And here is the second thing. Heath Bazin is the GM officially. We'll keep Will Hardy around for now because we're not doing too much. But let's talk about the roster. So obviously, I did start today. I wanted to do some gaming network, but his thing is just not accurate for the point of the season because it's not a start today thing, which is completely fine. But like Keontae George also isn't like very good because it was made before he started playing like a dare I say it, a snub all star. I'm not gonna lie, those numbers are fantastic for a 22-year-old guard in his third season. Just saying. If he doesn't win Most Improved, we're not going to be happy. Larry Markkinen, very good player. Very good player. Paid way too much. 714 out of Arizona. He is on the trade block. We've already had a couple teams call our phones. He will be traded by this deadline. We are officially saying it as the Utah Jazz, as the owner, the GM. Larry Markkinen will be traded if for some reason not this deadline in the offseason. Keontae George, if he is going to keep progressing like this, he's going to be hooping like this. Keontae George is untouchable. Yusuf Nurkic, I believe he actually has a player option, right? Oh no, he is. So he is probably done with us as of next year. There are not a lot of people on this team that are safe. The reason I picked the Utah Jazz is because I wanted a as clean of a slate to start with as you can. And the only two teams in the league that allow that is the Utah Jazz and the Brooklyn Nets. I didn't want to do the Brooklyn Nets because I feel like a lot of people are doing the Brooklyn Nets. Like my guy Pee Wee the Plug, he's doing Brooklyn Nets and he's doing his thing over there. I don't want to compete with that. I'm not competing with it either way over here. Nobody knows who I am. But we're here to have fun. I wanted to pick Utah. They are maybe a little they are definitely a little more in the process, I'd say, because they did just have the fifth overall pick and get one of the best talents in the draft. Speaking of which, untouchable. Um, Isaiah Collier, I wouldn't be mad if he is one of our backup guards of the future. I'm not putting him on untouchable or trade block. Filipowski, we'll see how it goes. I believe he is one of the few NBA players where his wingspan is shorter than his height. I know it doesn't say it there, but I don't believe you can actually put wingspan less than your height in this game. Guys that I might be intrigued in, Walter Clayton, maybe. Depends again about Collier. We can't have three super good guards that will want to be paid at some point. I would like for Taylor Hendricks to get back in this, and you will see who I favor when I show you guys how I will do our rotation. But a lot of these guys are on. Oh, he's not an expiring, but he is. He sort of is. He basically is. We saw Nurkic was. Niang is. I also want to get this guy back into. He just had the worst plus minus in a game in NBA history. he has had a very rough start to his career. Walker Kessler is out for the entire season. We will be changing that. He's not necessarily safe either. If people are going to buy high, or I guess I don't know if it's high because he's missing the whole year for him. I'm going to take it. I am a fan of buying high, especially when I am not anywhere near the finish line. I am a fan of buying high and doing what you can to get your assets. I mean, that is what the Thunder did. I mean that is how I believe you should do things. So Walker Kessler, we will also be putting on the trade block. He will not be traded this season because he is hurt, of course. But in the offseason, we will be taking calls. Okay. We don't even want him to think he can come back. This should put him out until like June or July. We want him to get better. He's not playing. I guess he could play, but he's not playing for the rest of the season, which sucks because he was doing his thing. He was doing his thing in like how many games? 3 games? 5. But yeah, so the only people that I can pretty much guarantee are going to be here is Keyonte George and Ace Bailey. I would like for a guy like a Bryce Sensabaugh to pop out and be able to stick around. I would love for Cody Williams. I would love for Taylor Hendricks, but as of right now, that just isn't how we're gonna play things. I am going to completely reset this pretty much, and I am going to put the lineup as how I want it to be played. Nobody that we are going to play is hurt currently. Like, there's nobody going through significant injuries. I will say, Svi Mykhailiuk, you are starting in real life. You are not starting here. At least I don't think so. Honestly, I don't even know if you'll play. This is what I am thinking of. Let me move myself real quick for you guys so you guys can see. So, Keyonte George, Ace Bailey, Taylor Hendricks, Larry Markkinen. Now, this will change, of course, when Larry Markkinen hopefully gets dealt at the deadline for what we would like. Because the thing that's good about this is we aren't in any pressure to trade him. If nobody's offering us what we want, we just hold him hostage. We just keep him. We keep him until somebody does. Which we don't want to do, but if we have to do, we will do. Nurkic really is our best center. He's got to play a good amount of minutes. Collier, 24 minutes. Filipowski, 20 minutes. Sensabaugh, 17. Cody Williams, again, I'm going to try and get this man to be a real NBA player. He, again, has not had the greatest career to start off with. Sensabaugh, and then Svi Mykhailiuk will be playing. So no Walter Clayton, no Kyle Anderson, no Kevin Love. If anyone gets hurt, this man is going to be the first guy we call. But yeah, I think that's pretty good for how I would like it. At some point we probably would move Hendricks back down to the 4. Ace Bailey can go back down to a 3. And we see what we can get for, of course, Larry Markkinen. I wouldn't be upset if we also put Svi Mykhailiuk on there because he is on team option and somebody could really take advantage of that. I also would love to make sure tendencies are good. So, like, should be up. Keyonte George should have a lot more touches. He is going to be pretty much our point guard of the future. I think him and Markkinen should get similar touches. I don't think I know how he is in real life. Ace Bailey, you've got to be confident in shooting that ball. Sensabaugh, I'm not too sure. And then my guy, Taylor Hendricks, you got to get up there. And Cody Williams, you got to get better, bro. We got to get through these pains. And honestly, I'm going to give you a little boost so we can get you going. I do have on Sim Gaming Network CPU user sliders, like when we do end up playing. I do have Pee Wee to Plugs draft. So hopefully we can walk out. Honestly, if I'm picking for this team, who I would want out of the 3, it would honestly be Boozer, because guards we have, wings we kind of have. Obviously, we would take any of them. Um, I wouldn't be mad at like I've been calling this guy Quentinance, and I don't know why. It's Quaintance. Thank you to Pierre for telling me that because I watched his video and that's how he said it. It's Quaintance. Okay, I don't know why that was giving me such hard problems. Caleb Wilson wouldn't be bad. We won't be looking away from Nate Ament. Nate Ament's not impossible. I've heard a lot of good things about Carl Pete. I've heard good things about these guards too, but I think we have enough guards. So I kind of hope that we get like top 5 pick because once you get out of the top 5, look how many guards there are. Like, I mean, that's not necessarily in order, but like Mikael Brown's supposed to go anywhere from 4 to 9. Fleming's anywhere from like 4 to 5. Who else? This guy like 9 to 10 to 17. There's a lot of guards here, 10 range. So it is also very possible that I will be picking for the top couple picks. So they say we get pick 4. I will probably pick the top 3 for them so they don't mess it up and take things that they don't need. Like there was a draft where I saw Darren Peterson go 4. There is no world where Darren Peterson is not top 3. Honestly, I don't think there's a world that he's not top 2. Some people could even say 1. Like I might end up doing that for them just so we can make this kind of foolproof. It sucks I have to do this, but yeah. So you know how the standings look. I don't know if we'll be able to catch up to New Orleans or Sacramento, or the Pacers and Pacers Wizards. Like we might kind of be in a little bit of a not a tier above, but like I think the Jazz, at least in real life right now, are like a half a tier above some of these teams. Like just like maybe a quarter of a tier. Because I think they're starting to figure a couple things out, but they don't have a lot figured out. Our future picks, we have our 2026. We've got a bunch in 2027, which is good to know. 28, we've got a couple in 29, 2030. So we have all of our own first round picks, which I think is super important to think. We need to create a new line here. Utah hasn't been too great. I mean, they had some good times with Mitchell and Gobert, of course. I believe they had a 1 seed. They had a semifinals push at least once. Gordon Hayward, who was balling for a little bit before he ended up leaving and getting hurt. I mean, if we go all the way back to like Karolinko, Boozer, things like that, then obviously, Malone and Stockton in the 90s, who never really could get it done. We are going to try and get this done. Obviously, we've got 11 division titles, 2 conference championships. We haven't been in the playoffs since 2022. Previously, we were 17-65, and we already have 14 wins, so that's at least a little improvement there. Sorry, who did say our rivals were? The Rockets, Lakers, Bulls, Nuggets. Okay. All-star voting. I wonder if this is okay. I don't think this is like real life because I don't. Yeah, Russell Westbrook's not in it. But Keontae George, dude, I wish they were a little better because oh man, there's a world that Keontae and Laurie could get it. Like they're not. Neither of them are gonna get it. I don't think because they're so bad. I mean, Laurie might, but I just kind of wished. Here's how. This is looking to Keel at 20, and then Jaylen Brown actually has the most votes, even over Giannis. Not over Mitchell, not over those two, not over Jokic either. But hey, man, So what was this? We're ashamed by this. We don't want too many more of these after this season or in a couple seasons. This is what we're talking about. Like this is disgusting, man. I mean, this was bad. Nobody really even scored over 20 for them. They just had everybody score double digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people scored double digits for them. 9. Grant Williams was knocking on the door. He was knocking on the door. I actually didn't know Grant Williams is back to playing. I did not know that. That just shows how much Charlotte Hornets I'm watching. I did not know Grant Williams was back from his ACL. So that's good for him. But like, yeah, we gotta figure some things out. We did our game plan, got our trade block. The last thing that I want to have is trade approval on. All those restrictions are on, and then perfect. Let's yes, perfect. This is what we want. Again, believe it or not, I kind of don't want one or two because I don't want to have a situation where I've got two of the same people, you know, like not same people, but like same position in Peterson and George. Also, in the Atlanta Hawks series, we saw a part of that, and it worked, but I still don't want to see it right now. No Josh Giddey in this game. We're not slow rolling every game, but we do want to see how some players play. We lose, that's fine with me. Markkanen 29, George 24. 7-4, not bad. Cody Williams, there we go. Come on, I want to see some progression. I want Cody Williams not to be a pity role player because it's kind of what he is right now. He is like one of the worst players on the team. I want him to really be a rotational player next year. Ace Bailey, not great at all. The Mavericks, who are going through their own shit right now. AD just actually is having surgery, so that isn't even right. But Flag put 42 on our dome. He fouled out in 20 minutes anyway. Georgia 27. Nice. 7 turnovers. A lot. But hey, Ace Bailey, 2 pretty bad games, if you ask me. We play them again. The Bucks receive Muhammad A, and the Hawks receive AJ Green. I'm going to say no. I actually do want to make sure. Hold on. Okay, it is done. It is done. Wow, I should probably just do a typical video about this team, but it's not for today. We losing again. Okay, I would like to see some progress. I don't want to just see. Okay, Ace Bailey had a very good game. I was gonna say I don't want to just see our 1 and 2 and Georgia Markkanen cooking every game, but yeah. I'm not trying to get convinced on using Nurkic, man. They're like, I'm just not. Is Wemby back? He is. It looks like they're pretty much their entire starting lineup's healthy. And they destroy us because Dylan Harper is the GOAT. All right. Now you might be asking, who are some of those teams that have already called about? Lauri Markkanen. I mean, I'm sure there are a bunch of teams that would be intrigued. Like the Lakers, they have nothing to give up. I don't even think they could match the money even if they wanted to, unless they give up 1, 2, or 3. I believe that this team should be, but similar situation. They can't match his money unless they give up 1 or 2 or 3, pretty much. And I just don't think they're in a world where they do that. Obviously, this is one of the teams that are really pushing for it. They could make it work with a Tobias Harris, a Karis LeVert, and maybe we can find something because this is not like we are dumping off a contract. Lauri Markkanen will be helping this team, and we will need something in return. I'm not asking for Asar or Jalen Duren, but maybe we talk. I don't know. I think that this team also regrets it and would kind of like it, but that's if I determine they want to trade Draymond Green. I think it's split 50-50. I'm not gonna lie. I think this team would be intrigued again, but we would have to take on Paul George, and I don't know if I would do that, and I don't know if they would give me a pick to do that. Um, wouldn't be bad, but no, 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 no. A team that would buy in on something, but that would have to. Okay, they would give us John Collins. They would give us like Derek Bogdanovich. I don't probably not in a world where they want to buy right now. I think this could be a pretty actually intriguing team if they decide that they want to keep Morant and Jackson. Or well, I guess as of right now, it's just Morant. Um, we still haven't seen either of these. Okay. Hawks, no. I'm sure that he would. If I'm being honest, I would be the guy to say I'm not giving him to the Heat unless I get Khalil Ware. Yeah, that's really it. So the Warriors, the Pistons, some teams that we really are going to look out for. Um, as we kind of simulate a little further, Javon Carter. I'm gonna say no. John Collins for Kuzma. I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna let a lot of things go through that don't make trade that doesn't make sense. No. Good for you. Mitchell, like, no, bro. All right, we are going on a little streak here of just terribleness. Good game from Cody Williams. Um, yeah, not looking too hot. Let's get to this day. Nope. No. All right, this is a deal that I am going to let go through. Gabe Vincent for Dennis Schroeder. Um, again, the better player, but they're also still giving up Bruce Brown for TJ McConnell. I'll let that one go through as well. Whoa. I would not be the one giving up a pick in this, but I'm kind of surprised that they even would offer that. Kenrich Williams for Collier. I am good. And yes, let's stop. So we have not won a game. We are 14-25. We are on a 12-game losing streak, which is not fun, but nonetheless, it is part of the game. Warriors would still, I would assume, be interested. The thing is, I don't really care to have Jonathan Kuminga or Draymond Green. So maybe if we can get a third team involved, then maybe they feel good about it. But I think what we really do is we call the Pistons. We can maybe talk to the Sixers. But I think it's really Sixers, Pistons. I think those are the only teams that would even consider it out east. Um, the Thunder would not be bad, but they can't do that after paying their top three. Uh, yeah, Sixers, Pistons. I think those are who we're going to talk to. Um, so it's $46 million. That would be getting back PG. That would mean giving us ooh. Oh, they can't even trade this. They wouldn't be able to trade a pick until 2028. And it would be the Clippers. Nope, it wouldn't be the Clippers pick. They can't. Oh, so no. There's nothing that you can make me unless you're giving me VJ Edgecombe or either. There's nothing there then they can't trade any of their picks. Now the Pistons. This is where we really got to think things through. So we have to get Tobias Harris. Actually, that would work. That would actually. Oops. So just getting back, like Karis LeVert wouldn't work, but Tobias Harris would. Okay. Um, we could take their pick. We could take. Ron Holland, but that means we'd have to find spots for him, for Taylor Hendricks, who maybe just has to go back to the bench. I don't know, bro. I really don't. Do they have someone else's like first hiding in here? Not really. Maybe I'm intrigued and their pick top 3 protected. Maybe I'm intrigued. I don't want to take Ivy. I don't want to take Asar, beef stew. It's really Ron Holland. Um, it would really be Ron Holland, but there's also a world because the Pistons, I believe, have said that they don't want to necessarily destroy the entire core. So I wonder if that means if they get to keep like a Ron Holland and Asar, Ivy, all that, how many picks would they give up? Right? How many picks would they give up? Because yeah, I don't. Marcus Sasser. There's not. I don't need another point guard. I don't need. I don't know. I'm really stumped by this because like, is this selling too low? Right? Because Tobias Harris is just going to be off the team next year. I'm not bringing Tobias Harris back. I don't think. Um, Larry Markkinen is still averaging 25 points per game. And they get to keep everything. They have a four. They give us their $14 million trade exception. And I think so they would be looking like Caden Jenkins, whatever, Ivy Robinson, Asar LeVert, Lowry and Holland, and then Duran and Stewart. The only thing that this scares me about is to make sure they need to re-sign Jalen Duran. They need to. They also need to re-sign Asar. They have a little time for that. They don't have time for the Ivy thing. So maybe it's in my best interest to take Ron Holland from them. No, I don't think it is. 2 first round picks, Tobias Harris, say yes. You want Kevin Love and you'll give me Isaac Jones. What the hell? Why not? We got 2 first round picks, not for this season, but I think it's okay. Ace Bailey's going through it right now. Where's Tobias Harris right here? So he is going to play like that. Ace Bailey are still playing, bro. Who did I have start? Oh, Bryce Sensabaugh. Where did all these minutes come from? What? I'm so confused. Why do we have 33 more minutes? I don't really know. I don't know why we have so many minutes, but I guess we'll make some people's days and get some of these guys up here. Or do we give, you know what? We're at the part of the season where some of these guys. Yeah. Let me get Walter Clayton some minutes. All right, my guy Walter Clayton's gonna get some minutes. Still no Walker Kessler, which is fine. We got a couple months left of the season. What do you mean that I don't have a complete game plan? Oh, Ace Bailey is hurt. Whatever. That's where those minutes I think came from. All right, so contract extension day. We re-signed Taylor Hendricks for at least 2 more years. Perfect. Nurkic for a minimum isn't horrible. It actually isn't horrible. So do we do that? I think we do actually. And then George Niang, I have absolutely no need to keep you around. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Okay, Reed Shepard, 6-man. Kogi. Holmgren for DPOY. Modest, most improved. Shea Clutch. Coach Chris Finch. Okay. Cade, Giannis, Maxey, Shea. Straight guards and Giannis. Straight up guards and Giannis. Although he averaged 30. He averaged 30. He averaged 29. Jalen Johnson, 29 and 7. Yup. 31 for Ant. 25 for Harden. 28 for Brown. 24 for LaMelo. 23, 7 and 6. 25. Wow, all NBA for Murray. 22, 8 and 6. 22 and 11. And then 26, 4 and 6 for him. Here are your defensive teams. I love it. I love the Alex Sarlov in this game. Scotty Barnes. Okay, Scotty Barnes. Interesting. So we absolutely did not make the playoffs. We won 18 games. We won 4 games for the rest of the season. So yeah. That should tell you how that goes, which means we are okay. We fell to the oh my god, Sacramento and New Orleans took off in that. They were at 9 wins. They ended with 32. Oh my god, we have the worst odds, or we'll have the best odds. Oh man. So there is a world where if we get the first overall pick, we might take Boozer. We might take Boozer. We might not take the traditional route. But yeah, this will be for next episode. We'll skim through this and we will start the off season. We aren't in this, so it doesn't really matter. But thank you guys for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Come back for more. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. And this series is going to stick, I think.